to like put this farther away.
How do you use this? This thing right here? This one, right?
Mm-hmm. Hi, Eric. Just waiting for Shannon.
Let me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Which way am I going?
It's hard to eat. Can you use a beautify?
Hello.
Oh, go, baby.
Can I please do you?
Oh, that's coming. Right. Alexa Perez. Doris.
My parents, my siblings, my family.
Oh, I was going to ask, does Zoom right now have a capacity? Switch back over.
To the other one. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Mandy? Hello?
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 Yeah, I had to unmute you.
Okay, perfect. Good. That means that everyone will be muted. So Mandy, I think you are the host. So
Okay, how do I switch it?
go into my dots in my top right-hand corner of my screen and make me a co-host.
Go to your dots. Okay. Make host. There we go. Do you want to change the host? Yes, I do.
I am now the host.
Yay. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, there is a max on the webinar. We can have 100 cameras logged in.
Okay.
And we are working on bumping that up to 300. But Zoom, I waited on hold for 55 minutes today because they're just so inundated with everyone. So what we're gonna do is record it. So we're already recording. We'll have to chop up the video and then we'll be able to post that and people can see it at a later time. But so far, no webinars have hit 100 videos yet.
Okay.
Our highest one has been 75. So challenge accepted, I can tell.
There's people
Got this.
wanting to listen too.
So that people who aren't able to make it live can enjoy it at their convenience at a later time. We will post the link to our website, pacificalumni.org. Finally, there will be a quick poll at the end. We would really appreciate your feedback on this event and help to shape our future events. We're so excited you're all here with us tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Rick Angel.
All right.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rick.
I'm Josie Q.
And we're so excited that you all are here to join us. So without further ado, Jocelyn will be interpreting in Spanish for me because I know we have some Spanish viewers as well.
Buenas tardes a todos los que están entrando a la chat. Vamos a empezar ya para pues arrancar este concierto. Muchas gracias por venir y pasar esta linda tarde con nosotros. Y pues sí, vamos a cantar ya.
All right, let's get into it. This first song is called Best Friend because this is my best friend.
Se llama Best Friend esta primera canción. Porque somos best friends. Hey, hey.
My pretend violin. You're my best friend, my best friend. Ain't got nothing but love for my best friend. So much more than a best friend. Only dumping on my best friend. Yeah. Doesn't matter if it's day or night. You're always on a hurry to get by my side. When it's convenient for you, you don't think twice. All you ask is that I get you a bottle of wine. No stress, no mess, be the perfect mix. Caramel, a little chocolate, make the best mix. On the rise, no disguise, you the only queen. I want sitting on the throne right next to me. You got that thing that keeps me on my grind. You got that thing that keeps us always shining. No matter what, you know I rock with you. And what we got, I know I belong with you. You're my best friend, my best friend. Ain't got nothing but love for my best friend. So much more than a best friend. I'm only dumping on my best friend. Yeah, you're my best friend, my best friend. Ain't got nothing but love for my best friend. So much more than a best friend. I'm only dumping on my best friend. Yeah.
No one else in my life
Like you.
You're my best friend and my brother too.
That's it.
I like when we go and act like fools.
Like who?
We're not touching, but
Really cool.
go together like sugar and glue.
Glue?
When I think about it, don't make sense.
Not really.
Because the song we're together, I feel like Gucci. Hey.
You got that thing that keeps me on my grinding. You got that thing that keeps us always shining. No matter what, you know I rock with you. And what we got, I know I belong with you. Hey, my best friend, she my best friend, my best friend. Ain't got nothing but love for my best friend. So much more than a best friend. Only dumping on my best friend. Yeah, she my best friend, my best friend, my best, the only one. She my best friend, my best friend, the only one. You're my best friend, my best friend, my best friend. You're my best friend, my best friend, my best friend. She my best friend, my best friend, my best, the only one. She my best friend, my best friend, the only one. She my best friend, my best friend, my best friend. She my best friend, my best friend, my best friend. She my best friend, my best friend. Ain't got nothing but love for my best friend. So much more than a best friend. I'm only touching on my best friend. Yeah. She my best friend, my best friend. Ain't got nothing but love for my best friend. So much more than a best friend. I'm only touching on my best friend. Yeah.
We got a lot more best friends too.
Yeah, a whole bunch of best friends.
Michelle,
David, Kelsey, Elena,
hey,
my grandma, because she killed me if I don't mention her name.
my parents are my best friends.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
So much more than a best friend. I'm only jumping on my best friend. Yeah.
Hey.
Woo! Yeah.
Yes, that was best friend.
Yeah. That goes out to all the besties out there. Hopefully y'all are enjoying some FaceTime together during this little stay-at-home that we're in.
Grab your
And,
snacks, your wine. Agarren los chetos, el vino, lo que quieran. Y para que estén aquí disfrutando esta hora de canciones.
Yes, so let's get into this next song. This next song is called High and Pretty.
Esta canción se llama High and Pretty.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm ready.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go. There we go. All right.
Smooth.
Hey. Yeah. La da 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 da. Ever since the first day I met you, I can't keep my heart beat on the low. It's so full of all the future memories. You make my heart glow and my mind go up, down, to the left and right, round and round. You make my mind go up, down, to the left and right, round and round. Yeah, hey. You got me sitting so high and pretty. I can't believe happiness is happening to me. Not used to giving all my love completely, no, discreetly. I need to let the whole world know that my husband is the greatest. They should all be jealous. You make my mind go up, down, to the left and right, round and round. You make my mind go up, down, to the left and right, round and round. Yeah, hey. You got me sitting so high and pretty. I can't believe happiness is happening to me. You got me sitting so high and pretty. I can't believe it. You got me sitting so high and pretty. I can't believe it. Yeah. You got me sitting so high and pretty. My mind is going round and round. Yeah. You got me sitting so high and pretty. I can't believe it. Woo! Yeah.
What's high and pretty?
Yeah.
What's the inspiration behind it?
So for high and pretty, I actually, it's probably gonna sound kind of creepy. I actually was in my apartment with the love of my life, and he was sleeping, and I just kind of put the microphone on, and I was like, I want to write a song for him. So I just kind of watched him sleep and made this song.
Para los que están hablando, hablan español, la inspiración tras esta canción fue, él estaba en su departamento y su novio estaba dormido y nomás lo empezó a ver y dijo, ay, me inspiré en ver el amor de mi vida y empezó a escribir una canción y cantándosela mientras su novio estaba durmiendo. So, esa es la historia.
All right, let's get into this next song. This
Yes.
next song is called I'm Okay. I see. There we go. All right. I'm okay. I see. Hey. All right. Yeah. How dare you to ever think that I don't love you when I'm constantly interrupting all my selfish plans for me and you. What made you fathom such a fantasy? Cuando tú sabes que I'm only breathing all this air for you and me. Después de decirme you want me, tomaste tus cosas and left me. My heart was so heavy. Then you asked me if I'm okay. I see, estoy bien. Hey, I see. I'm living off all of the memories. I'm okay. I see. All right. Hey. I'm living up all of the memories. I'm okay. Remember all the times I made you smile. You can't deny it. My love. Recuerda cuando hicimos el amor. Siempre pediste más. You always ask for more. Yeah. Después de decirme you want me, tomaste tus cosas and left me. My heart was so heavy. Then you asked me if I'm okay. I see, estoy bien. I see. I'm living up all of the memories. I'm okay. I see. All right. I'm living up all of the memories.
De tu amor nunca dudé, lo nuestro fue lindo y siempre lo recordaré.
Lo recordaré.
Me hiciste mujer, liberaste mi alma y ahora mi mundo no es gris.
No es gris.
no es gris.
No es gris.
Felices para siempre no estaba escrito en nuestro destino,
Pero te deseo lo mejor en tu nuevo
camino.
Y si cruzo por tu mente, sonríe que tu amor cambió mi presente. Sé que nuevo amor encontrarás y finalmente tendrás paz. Hey. I'm living off all of the memories. I'm living off all of the memories. I'm living off all, I'm living off all, I'm living off all of our memories. I'm okay, okay, I see. Hey. Woo! All right. So that's I'm okay. I see.
Yes.
And
You can find this on all musical platforms. It's
Yeah.
already out.
yeah. And I wanted to make a song that was about a breakup, but a good breakup, because sometimes you're friends with someone and then you get into a relationship with them and you still love each other and and it's not the type of love for a relationship. It's just a really, really, really good, strong friendship. And that's okay.
Yeah,
That is
two
perfectly okay.
understanding adults move on from that point of their lives.
Yeah.
So esta canción fue inspirada en las relaciones que sí terminan bien, que hay muchas canciones que dicen, ay, te odio o estoy dolida, pero queríamos hacer una canción que significa algo, una madurez en una relación en adultos, que cuando terminan tal vez ya era lo que necesitaban en su vida y hay amor todavía, pero amor como amigos.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So for everyone who knows me, they know that I am probably the biggest Beyonce fan alive. A lot of people say I'm a part of the Beehive, or they ask me if I'm a part of the Beehive, but I'm above that. That's how much of a fan I am. So I'm just gonna do a little Beyonce, a little mashup that I put together for y'all. I hope you all enjoy it and sing along. And yeah, let's get into this. This is my song right here.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
bring the beat in.
We did. Woo!
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Hey, hey.
Listen. Honey, honey, I can see the stars all the way from here. Can't you see the glow on the window pane? I can feel the sun whenever you're near. And every time you touch me, I just melt away. And everybody asks me why I'm smiling up from ear to ear. But I know, whoa, whoa, nothing's perfect, but it's worth it after fighting through my tears. And finally you put me first, baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one I can always call. When I need you, make everything stop. Finally, you put my love on top. Ooh, come on, baby. You put my love on top, 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 top. You put my love on top. Ooh, come on, baby. You put my love on top, 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 top. Baby, baby, seems like everywhere I go, I see you. From your eyes, your smile, it's like I breathe you. Helplessly, I reminisce, but I don't ever want to compare nobody to you, nobody to you. Baby, I try to catch myself, but I'm out of control. Your sexiness is so appealing, I can't let it go. And nothing's perfect, but it's worth it after fighting through my tears. Oh, baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one I can always call. When I need you, make everything stop. Finally, you put my love on top. Oh, come on, baby. You put my love on top, 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 top. You put my love on top. Oh, Here we go, baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one I can always call when I need to make everything stop. Finally, you know my love on top got me looking so crazy right now. Your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now. Your touch got me looking so crazy right now. Got me hoping you pay me right now. Your kiss got me hoping you save me right now. Looking so crazy, your love got me looking so crazy, your love. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. And you're the one that always calls. When I need you, baby, everything stops. Finally, on top, baby, you're the one that I love. Baby, you're all I need. And the only one I need. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one that always calls. When I need to make everything stop. Finally, you got my love on top. Hey! Woo! Woo! And now I'm going to turn it over to the lovely Jossie Q, and she's going to sing a song that's actually going to be released
Very
pretty
soon,
soon.
yes. So ahora es mi turno. Vente para acá. Voy a cantar una canción que estará en mi próximo EP. Saldrá muy pronto, así que ustedes están teniendo la primicia de esta canción. Así que hit it.
Here we go.
Yes.
It's called Poco a
Poco
Poco.
a poco. We're bringing the fire.
Woo.
Hey! Hey! Now, if you want to dance, si quieren bailar, párense, bailen. Disfruten esto. Woo!
Hey.
Hey, cuando te conocí, el ambiente sensual, lleno de pasión, la rumba tocaba, te acercabas y mi corazón palpitaba, rápido, rápido, y ya siento tu calor, desliza tu mano sobre mi cuerpo y hazme moverme al ritmo del sol.
Poco, suavecito, el calor se siente.
Baila 1, 2, 3 conmigo hasta el amanecer.
Poco a poco, suavecito, el calor se siente.
Baila 1, 2, 3 conmigo hasta el amanecer. ¡Ey! ¡Pa!
¡Woo! Hey.
La forma que mueve tus labios, mueve de lado a lado. Es algo imposible, aquí nadie más existe. Hey. Tu esencia calienta mi cuerpo, el mundo mueve más lento y lento. Hey. Y todo enterita, hey.
Suavecito, el calor se siente.
Baila 1, 2, 3 conmigo hasta el amanecer. Poco a poco, suavecito, el calor se siente. Baila 1, 2, 3 conmigo hasta el amanecer.
Woo! Hey.
So it's a dance break. It's an opportunity so you can dance. Get it. Poco a poco.
Yeah.
Vas llenando mi cuerpo con tu intenso amor. Hey, acércate, amor, que ya no puedo resistir.
Woo! Epa.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Muevan las palmas. Poco a poco. Poco a poco. Hey. Woo. Woo.
Poco a poco, suavecito, el calor se siente.
Baila 1, 2, 3 conmigo hasta el amanecer. Poco a poco, estés conmigo hasta el amanecer. Woo! It's hot in here! Hot!
Woo! That was Jossie Q, ladies and gentlemen.
That was
Oh.
tampoco.
Oh,
This is the first time I've ever performed it. Oh my god. Primera vez que la canto en vivo, so es una emoción y se siente lo caliente de la canción.
all right, so moving right along, these next two songs, the first one is called You Got Me, and the second one is actually named after her. It's called Jocelyn. One day we were in the studio, and I was just joking around. I was like, you know that song by Britney Spears, If You See Amy? We should totally do a song like that and like play around with the letters and the sounds in her name. So that's what we did.
Yes,
So this first song is You Got Me, and then Jocelyn following right after that.
Yes.
Here we go. Pew, pew, pew.
Who? Big angel.
You got me. You got me. You got me. I'm so deep in love with you. You got me. You got me. Yes, you got me. I'm so deep in love. I'm afraid that I'm gonna say something wrong when you come along with me. With me. I will write you the perfect song, one that will make you sing along, baby. Woo! So sexy, just like roses, so beautiful, blooming so well. Heart is wrapped in emotions, I can't even tell just how much I confess. I am overwhelmed with your love. I'm in love, so in love you. You got me for all the lovers. You got me, hey, you got me. I'm so deep in love with you. You got me, you know who you are. You got me, hey, you got me. I'm so deep in love. Let me tell you about our perfect day, where we ran away and made perfect memories. It was more than natural. We're connected beyond the soul, baby. Only you and me, just like roses, so beautiful, blooming so well. Heart is wrapped in emotions, I can't even tell just how much I confess. I am overwhelmed with your love. I'm in love, so in love with you. Hey, you got me, hey, you got me. I'm so deep in love with you. You got me. You got me. Yes, you got me. I'm so deep in love. You all got me. Yeah. All of you have me. So deep in love. You got me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, y'all got me. I'm so deep in love with you. You got me. Shout out to my love who's watching. You got me. Yes, yes, y'all got me. I am so in love. Woo!
Woo! You make
Love
such
you.
beautiful songs.
Love you all.
Love you all.
Here we go. Next one.
Hey.
It's Jocelyn. Because Jocelyn is so heavenly.
Stop it.
Woo! Here we go. I'm breathing love from every color, just like the sun. I'm glowing thunder from this indescribable, unbelievable love. It's coming from every wave, deep in the roots of your brain. The music in your eyes just make my love cry. Whoa, in all our musical alignment and the beginning of our rising. You melted all of my fears away. I cannot help but feel emotion, all of your patience and your devotion. The rain eventually passed away. You must be heaven made. Oh, jail sick me. Yeah, jail sick me. Woo! Jail sick me so heavenly. Break it down one time. Do-do, 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 ba-dum, do-dum, do-da-da, ba-dum, do-do, do-da-da. Woo!
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So that song, do you want to tell them how I made that?
Which one, Jocelyn?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like play on words?
So one day we were sitting
Explain it.
in my studio and I was just joking around with
Yeah.
it. It was just, this whole song was a big joke.
Yeah.
But then I ended up really loving the harmonies and the lyrics. So
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
why not? I mean, that's how most of my songs are made, just having fun in the studio.
Mm-hmm. I was like, why not have a song after my name?
I know, she really wanted a song named after her. So I was like, okay. And my other best friend got jealous, but I have something to him too. It's all good. So this next song, speaking of fun songs, is called Vamos a Bailar.
Yes. Also can be found in my EP, Future Coming.
And it actually, the actual song itself features the love of her life. And
Hey Russell, that's
so let's get it.
yes. Hey.
Woo! Dip my hand into the water. I feel the spirit, what a wonder. Deep into the feet of my soul. I gaze upon the altar, and we're dancing. Vamos a bailar, we're dancing. No matter who you are, we're dancing. Vamos a bailar, we're dancing, dancing you and me. Woo! We like to dance.
Yes, we do.
Here you can tell. Woo! I can hear all the angels singing Gloria a Dios.
Hey. All the woman you designed me to be. So I'm moving, free,
And we're dancing. Vamos a bailar, we're dancing. Hey, no matter who you are, we're dancing. Hey, vamos a bailar, we're dancing, dancing you and me.
Vamos a bailar,
No matter who you are,
vamos a bailar, and we're dancing.
yes, we're dancing.
Vamos a bailar,
No matter who you are,
vamos a bailar, and we're dancing.
and we're dancing.
Vamos a bailar,
No matter who you are,
vamos a bailar, and we're dancing.
yes, we're dancing.
Vamos a bailar,
No matter who you are,
vamos a bailar, and we're dancing.
yes, we're dancing.
Vamos a bailar, yes, we're
Yes,
dancing.
we're dancing.
No matter who you are,
Vamos a bailar.
we're dancing, dancing you and me.
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 Woo! Dancing you and me.
Dancing you and me.
Dancing you and me.
Yeah.
Hey!
Woo! right.
Yes.
So we wanted to take this time in the middle of our performance to just reintroduce ourselves
Yes.
for anyone who came and joined in later in. I'm Rangel,
I'm Josie Q.
and we are your entertainers for this evening, or for this next hour. And we wanted to let you all know that at the end of the performance, we did save 15 to 20 minutes for a Q&A. So if you have any questions about me, about Jocelyn, about life, about the songs, feel free to put them into the chat, which is at the bottom of the screen. And we will answer those questions then. Also, if you have any song requests, you can put that there too, and we'll do like a little snippet of whatever songs you guys request with us. If we know the songs. If we don't know the songs, we may have to
do something else.
do something
Yes.
else.
Bueno, en español, queremos tomar este como intermedio para reintroducirnos por si apenas están viéndonos. También queremos informarles que hay una caja de chat abajo en la pantalla donde pueden poner sus preguntas. Si quieren que cantemos una canción y si no la sabemos, la vamos a cantar un pedacito de ello. Yo soy Josie Q, él es Rangel, y pues sí, mientras hacen todo eso, pongan sus preguntas y al final hacemos unos 15 minutos de poder contestar todo eso.
All right, so without further ado,
Yes.
I'm going to do one last song. Jocelyn is going to do one last beautiful song
Yes.
that I'm sure you all are going to love and enjoy. And
It's my favorite of his. And it's already out too, Pink Flowers. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like his promotional, like, hey, go do this, go do that.
she's my hype girl.
Yes, I am.
So this next song is called Pink Flowers. And I'm going to talk about it now before I sing it, and then so we can get right into her. I actually was sitting in my apartment and I was craving some beef jerky, and there's this CVS that's down the street from my apartment. So I was like, well, it's a beautiful day, so I'm gonna walk and go to walk to CVS. So I gave me some beef jerky. Well, on my way, there's this row of trees and they have these pink flowers on them, and I saw them from a distance, but when I got under them, the flowers started to fall, and it just made me think of when you fall in love, that it's just that beautiful. So that's what this song is about. So here we go. And the love of my life, this is for you. I know you're having a rough couple of weeks, but I love you, even though we're on two different sides of the country right now. I couldn't have said it better than you said it. My life is so complete. You got me dreaming my big dreams all over again. Your love's all over me, and I can't help myself. I'm geeking out over you. Got me so deep, my whole heart is complete. I would not have it any other way. No, not any other way. Right here is where I stay with you. You're like pink flowers that are falling from above. You're like pink flowers. You got me so in love. You're like pink flowers that are falling from above. You're like pink flowers. I'm so glad God picked you, love. Some say I be rushing into things, but love don't have a time. Why is there a rule for every little thing? Yeah. True love surpasses minds. I can't help myself. I'm geeking out over you. Got me so deep, my whole heart is complete. I would not have it any other way. No, not any other way. Right here is where I stay with you. Yeah, you're right. That are falling from above. You're like pink flowers. Got me so in love. You're like pink flowers that are falling from above. You're like pink flowers. I'm so glad God picked you, my love. I'm so I'm so in love. I'm so in love. I'm so in love. I'm so in love. You're like flowers never falling from above. You're like pink flowers. I'm so in love.
Woo!
Woo.
So check it out. All musical
Yes,
platforms.
Pink Flowers is everywhere. You can stream it anywhere.
Yes.
Under Rick Angel. That's R-I-C Angel.
Yes.
And let's get into Josie Q.
Yes, and like Rick is a fan of Beyonce. On the Mexican Latino spectrum, I am a big, huge fan of Selena. Anything for her. So yeah, let's end the night with this beautiful song.
Let's
Let's
do it. Woo.
So, hey, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Woo. Bidi bidi bum bum.
Hey.
Bidi bidi bum bum. Hey.
Bitty, 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 bum, bum.
Bidi bidi.
What you say?
Hey.
Cada vez.
Oh. You know what?
Cada vez se lo
Hey. Mi corazón se enloquece y me empieza a cantar. Y se emociona, y no razona, no lo puedo controlar. Hey, se emociona, y no razona, y me empieza a cantar. Me canta así, así, así.
Hey.
Bidi bam bam,
Bitty, bitty, bum, bum.
bidi bam bam,
Bitty, bitty, bum, bum.
bidi bam. A bidi.
Cada vez. Hey.
Oh my God. Cada vez que lo oigo, cada vez. Me tiemblan hasta las piernas. Y el corazón igual. Bidi bam bam. Y se emociona, ya no razona, no lo puedo controlar. Bidi bam bam. Se emociona, ya no razona, y me empieza a cantar.
Hey,
Me
cantar.
canta así,
Me
así,
canta
así. Bidi bam bam,
Bitty, bitty, bum, bum.
bidi bam bam.
Bitty, bum, bum.
Bidi bam. A bidi.
Sing, girl.
Hey, yeah. Bidi mom. Hey. Woo!
Hey.
That's great. Hey. You know he got me crazy.
Bitty, bitty, bum, bum, bum.
Bidi bum bum.
Bitty, bitty,
Wanna know
bum, bum,
something?
bum. Bitty, bitty, bum, bum, bum.
Hey.
What you got to say?
Cuando escucho esta canción, mi corazón quiere cantar así. Oh,
Hey.
me canta así, cada vez que lo veo pasar. Mi corazón se enloquece cada vez que lo veo pasar y me empieza a palpitar así. Oh yeah, alright. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Alright. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Bidi bidi bum bum. Bidi bum bum. Anything for Selena's.
Anything. Woo!
Yay!
All right. So,
Thank you. Thank you. Before we jump into Q&A, I just want to go ahead and ask everyone to give a cheers to Rick and Jocelyn for their performance tonight. That was so awesome. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Cheers to you all for watching.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. We had a couple questions come in through the chat, so if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and get asking. One of the ones that I think is come up a couple of times was how long you both have been singing and how long have you guys been singing together?
Go
Okay.
first, go first.
Okay. Well, I've been singing pretty much since before I was born. I was born into a musical family, and yeah, my grandmother was a singer. My dad was a rapper. My whole family sings, and so I've pretty much been singing my whole life. And I met Jocelyn about a year and a half ago, maybe, and we just. Well, when we first met, she ignored me and she didn't want to talk to me.
I'm very observant, so I observed, I saw the situation, and then I was like, okay, you know.
But then we became best friends instantly, and then I found out she could sing, and I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, you heard her in the last one. Like, oh my gosh. Ay, Dios mío.
Ay, Dios mío. Yeah, I've been singing since I was like 13. I was like in this mariachi choir. And then I went to high school, I did that, and then I stopped singing just because, you know, a lot of people can get to you, and this is such a hard industry. There's so much competition, but really, thankfully, I found Eric and God brought him to me because he was able to like show me that I have my own unique voice and my own unique talent, and that's what's made everything possible, you know. He's pushing me, he's teaching me, and all through the grace of God, so. Yeah. Para los que hablan español, él ha cantado desde muy chiquito, desde casi que nació su abuelita, su papá, todos son cantantes y bueno, nos conocimos hace como 1 año y 3 meses y desde ahí hemos sido mejores amigos, hemos empezado a cantar y bueno, mi familia ya sabe que he cantado desde los 13 en la high school y pues ahora sí lo estamos tomando en serio. Yes.
Another question we had that I think Kelly answered for Rick, but because there's so many UOP alums on right now, just what you studied at UOP and maybe a favorite memory. And then Jocelyn, if you want to tell us where you studied as well, just so we can get to know you guys. Yeah,
so I went to University of the Pacific, graduated class of 2013. Yeah, what was the question?
What's your favorite memory?
Oh, my favorite memory.
What did you study and favorite memory?
So I originally started by studying accounting. And then I had this mentor by the name of Charlie, who some of you may know. He's also an alum of Pacific. And he actually sat me down one day and he said, Eric, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm doing accounting. And he said, are you doing that for you or are you doing that for everyone else? And I had to sit and think about that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm living my life for everybody but me. I got to change that. So I quickly tried to find out how could I get into the music school without having to audition. So one of my friends actually was in the arts and entertainment program under the business school. So I did that. And man, I have so many memories because I did so many things. Anybody who went to school with me knew that my old college professor Keith Hatchett, once during our graduation, he said that he had never met anybody more busier than me. I mean, and that hasn't changed. I'm still completely busy. But I think one of my most favorite memories was probably I used to work for the Pacific Ambassadors, and I got to work this event when they were honoring Janet Leigh, naming the Janet Leigh Theater on the campus. And I was just in charge of just directing people to their seats and taking people's coats. And Jamie Lee Curtis comes, and I did not recognize her. I had no idea it was her. And I went to seat her inside, and she started to walk to the front row. But I remembered, oh, the front row's for VIP guests. But I had no idea who she was. So I said, excuse me, ma'am, that's actually for our VIP. And she looked at me and she smiled and she goes, I think my seat might be up there. And I was like, oh, okay. What's your name? And she said, Jamie Lee Curtis. I said, let me go check. Did not ring a bell at all. And I went and took her to her seat, and then I went back outside, and the person working with me said, do you know who that was? And I go, no, not really. She said her name was Jamie something. And maybe when I went home later that night, I was like, oh my gosh, Eric, that was Jamie Lee Curtis from your favorite horror film. And you just, but she was very, very cool about it. And that's probably my most fond favorite memory that I tell.
What a great memory.
Yeah, I don't have a great memory like that. I mean, well, I went to Mount Sac first, and then I transferred. So I transferred to Cal Poly Pomona, and so those 2 years, I really focused on going and finishing in 2 years, just because you can slack off and whatnot. But I was class of 2015. I was in the communication department. My emphasis was PR. So yeah, I mean, it was such a whirlwind and so quick. But I definitely remember learning how to Photoshop and how to create events. So that's definitely
Which she's really good at, y'all.
Yeah,
she made my logo.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
So I mean, I did take a lot of things from that. And whenever I plan parties or think of like planning parties, I always go to like my professor's way of thinking first to see like that's like my structure. But yeah, I mean, it was such a whirlwind.
Yeah.
So long ago.
Another question I have that's super relevant to what's going on right now is how can the arts and entertainment, or what you guys do, help with the state of the world and what's going on? How can the arts help the situation we're all in?
Well, this is actually a conversation I was having with her and a few of my friends the other day. I mean, just to start off with the basics, if we didn't have any TV shows or any film or any music, this stay-at-home time would be pretty boring.
Yeah.
And I think that, I mean, and I can only speak for me, music, I often describe to people that music is my life. It's not just something that I do, it's not just a hobby, it's not something that I listen to, but it actually, to me, music is a living, breathing thing that it's kind of like my oxygen. And I've met a ton of people whose lives have been changed through music, through film, through television. I have some friends who I talk to off and on, again, from UOP actually, and we have these conversations all the time, and it's incredible. And I think it also kind of gives hope and motivation and inspiration. I know I got a message randomly yesterday from someone who I went to school with at UOP, and she just happened to be watching this show called The Mick, which I happen to be in. And she saw me and she sent me a message, and I haven't spoken to her in probably over 10 years. And she was just like, oh my God, I can't believe you did it. Cause I've talked about my dreams my entire life. And she was like, I'm so happy to see you there. And she was like, it's motivated me to want to get up and do my dreams and get to my goals. And I think that's why entertainment is so important. Entertainers do get a bad rep. Often, you know, people only see the glitz and glam, but you know, it takes a lot of hard work to create the films that we create, the shows we create, the songs we create. I mean, she can vouch. I mean, I spend 90% of my life sitting in the studio, recording songs, making music that first I connect to, and then secondly would connect to everybody else in all kinds of ways. That'll either help you through a breakup, or help you through a family death, or help you when you're in love, or when you're happy. And that's why I think music and entertainment, especially right now, we need so much love and so much unity and so much togetherness. And music is one of those things that brings everybody together.
Spreads positivity.
Every festival I've seen or gone to, you have every person from every color, every race, every ethnicity, every gender, every sexual orientation. And no one's thinking about their problems. No one's thinking about what's going on in their personal life. Everyone is just there having a great time and having a wonderful time. And that's what I think we need right now. That's why the arts are so important.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah, what a great answer. What a great answer. So I know you touched a little bit on this, Eric, but I heard from someone that you had a little bit of an acting career. So how did you get into that, and what have you done? Can you share a little bit more?
Yeah.
Everything.
So I'll start by saying, when I was a kid, and hopefully I don't cry, and I hope she's not watching. I mean, I hope she is watching, but I can't. For some reason, me and my family members can't give each other the satisfaction of things. But my grandmother actually, because my grandparents raised me, and my grandma told me when I was a child, she said, Eric, when you grow up, people are going to tell you, find one thing that you're good at and do that for the rest of your life. And she told me, don't do that. She said, do everything and then pick all the things you like and do those things for the rest of your life. And my mentor from ULP, Professor Keith Hatchett, he actually also told me before I moved to LA to have multiple streams of income. And if it wasn't for that seed my grandma planted into my mind about doing more than one thing, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. And actually, I moved down to LA maybe about 5 years ago, and I joined this master's program at CSU Northridge. And I met a whole bunch of beautiful, cool people. And I'm gonna be real honest with you guys because I'm all about honesty. I was in a relationship and it was not a good one, and I ended up getting into a lot of debt. And I was like, I need to get another job. And my roommate at the time said, hey, have you heard about being a background extra in film and television? And I said, I didn't even know that was a thing. And so that's how I got into the acting business, and I fell in love with it. I mean, acting is something I've done my entire life as well. I often joke with my friends. I say I act like you're my best friend every day, and you fall for it. So my acting must be great.
Oh, I think you just burned me.
But no, and a little bit about what I'm doing now. And I'm gonna briefly touch on it because my business partners will probably get mad at me if I tell too much. I've had a couple of guest roles. If you're interested in watching Dear White People on Netflix, I'm in the Goldbergs a lot, and a couple of other shows. I am currently in the process of writing a couple of TV shows that'll be coming to your screens soon. I also have a lot of acting stuff. Commercials have been fun. And yeah, I'm just living the dream, one artistic move at a time, and having no limits, literally doing everything I love to do all the time. Yeah.
That's so great to hear. I know Pacific, we love to support alum and go and live their dreams. So always so happy to hear those stories. And there's been a ton of questions. I'm going to try to get to all of them
Okay.
just because of time. So people want to know what's next. You guys are here now performing. There's been such great feedback in this group chat about your performance. What's the next step for you both?
More music, more music videos. We have music coming out. I actually have 2 songs coming out on Friday. Yes. She has an EP that's coming out soon.
Yes, in about a month. I haven't set a date yet, but.
And we have a tour that we're planning, and a lot more acting, and yeah, just a whole bunch all around.
Yeah. So
could you tell us how to find out that information? Maybe where your Twitter or Instagram handle?
You can find both of our information on our Instagrams. Mine is @RickAngel. It's RIC Angel, and hers is @IamJosieQ. That's IamJosieQ. And that's where we're gonna make all of our announcements. Yeah. Yeah.
We're most
that's super helpful. If you guys will send that to me, I'll make sure we put it up on our website at pacificalumni.org so everyone here can find it really easily. Do you guys have any last words before I send out the poll?
Thank you so much for tuning in. Muchas gracias por pasar una linda tarde con nosotros. Esperemos que les haya gustado.
Yes, thank you all.
We are seeing the chat box now.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. We really appreciate you taking the time to come on and entertain us and break us away from our Netflix or the news and give us something to listen and watch. We really appreciate it. We can't wait to stay connected. I'm going to have Mandy go ahead and launch our poll. If everyone who's still logged on could it takes less than a minute just to answer some quick questions, we'd really appreciate it. And look for more information about Eric and Jocelyn on our website. And we hope to see you soon. We have another event tomorrow. The information is on our Facebook page as well as our website at pacificalumni.org. And we'll see you soon. Go Tigers!
Woo! Thank you so much.
Beautiful night.
Sending you all the love.
Wait, can we read the comments?
I know, there's so many comments here. I know, be? Oh.